Okay, this flow is fun and has a little power to it, so just have a playful attitude and do what you can. Let's start in our Sukhasana, sitting up nice and tall, hands on your knees, palms down or palms up. Start to connect to your breathing. And setting aside your to-do list. Every time those thoughts come to you, just coming back to your breath. And gently blink your eyes open. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale, exhale down your back. Good. Let's find child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touching for this one. Extend your arms over your head to the top of the mat. Extended child's pose. Take another few breaths here. And then on your next inhale, come up to tabletop pose. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, moving into cat-cow spinal stretches. Let your belly drop, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone, inhale. And then press the mat away as you round through your back, chin towards your chest. Exhale. Inhale, move back to cow pose, lift your gaze. Exhale, round through your back to cat pose. Keep going at your pace, inhaling for cow, exhaling for cat. Be sure to put a tiny micro bend in your elbows so you're not locking them out. And then after your next exhale, come back to neutral spine and we'll move into some big hip circles. So shift your hips to the left, back towards your heels, around and forward. Making these big circles. Again, connect it to your breathing. And then switch directions, go the other way. So maybe exhaling as you go back towards your heels, inhaling forward, one more circle around, exhaling, inhaling, and then shift it back for another quick child's pose. Then inhale as you come back up to tabletop pose. Okay, exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen it long behind you. Exhale, chin and chest towards the mat. Inhale, come back up to table, tuck your left toes. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, back to tabletop. You can do this. Exhale, child's pose will flow on the other side. Inhale, table. Exhale, left knee to chest, nose to knee. Inhale, lengthen it long behind you. Exhale, chin and chest towards the mat with that leg extended. Inhale, right toes tuck, tabletop. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, tabletop pose. Exhale, child's pose. We're going to go through that a few times. Inhale, table. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen it long behind you. Exhale, chin and chest towards the mat. Inhale, table, toes tuck. Exhale, three-legged dog. Keep the toes pointed down up there. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Let's do the other side. Inhale. Exhale, left knee to chest, nose to knee. Inhale, lengthen it long. Keep the hips square. Exhale, chin and chest down. Inhale, table, toes tuck. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. One more time through. You've got it this time. Inhale to table. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen it long behind you. Exhale, chin and chest down. Inhale, table, tuck toes. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Last time, other side. Inhale, table. Exhale, left knee to chest, nose to knee. Inhale, lengthen it behind you, hips stay square. Exhale, chin and chest down. Inhale, table, right toes tuck. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Good work. Let's do traditional child's pose. Bring your knees together, arms along your sides. Just feel the different stretch you feel in traditional child's pose. Taking a few breaths and then come back up to table. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Let's find downward facing dog. You're welcome to find some movement here if that feels good. Bending one knee and then the other. Maybe gently swaying side to side. And then bend your knees, look forward, jump, step, or walk, find your fold. Halfway lift on your inhale, draw your hands up to your shins or your thighs. Exhale to fold. And then root to rise. Sweep your hands all the way over your head, palms touch. Inhale. Exhale, find your mountain pose. Inhale, sweep it up. On your exhale, swan dive forward. Good. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, step your right foot back, rotate the heel down. Get ready for warrior one. Inhale, lifting your arms over your head. Hips face forward, knee over ankle. Steady gaze forward. And then interlace your hands behind your lower back. Press it back and away as you open through your heart. Take a big breath in. Then on your exhale, move into humble warrior. Bow forward, bringing that left shoulder towards the left knee, maybe even a little inside of the knee. Letting the crown of the head hang forward. And then release your hands to either side of the foot. Straighten both legs. Back foot might jump forward a little bit. You have props. You can bring your hands up to props here too, even to your shin, just not your knee. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And then walk your back foot forward, forward fold. Halfway lift on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Press into your feet. Sweep your hands all the way over your head. Big breath in. Exhale, find mountain pose, and let's do the other side. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Halfway lift, big breath in. Exhale, step your left foot back, rotate the heel down. Get ready for warrior one. Inhale, lift. Hips forward, gaze forward. And sweep your hands to interlace behind your lower back again. Maybe this time with the opposite thumb on top, so the one that feels a little funny. Press it back and away. And then on your next exhale, bowing forward, humble warrior. Remember, if this bothers your wrists or your elbows, just skip it. You don't have to have your hands interlaced. You can even grab at your elbows instead if that feels better. And then release your hands to either side of your foot and straighten the front leg. Good. Single leg forward fold. Maybe that back foot jumps forward a little bit. Make sure both your hips are facing forward. That left hip wants to open, but send it forward. Good. Then walk your hands forward, bend into the front knee as you step that back foot forward to a forward fold. Heel toe your feet a little bit wider. Put a good bend in your knees. Grab at your elbows. Sway side to side. Maybe really bending into one knee and then the other. Feels good. And then come center. Release your hand. Shake your head yes. And shake your head no. Heel toe your feet back to hip width distance. Root to rise. Inhale. Sweep it up. Exhale. Mountain pose. Good. Now step your feet together so big toes are touching. Outsides of the feet are parallel. Inhale, bring your hands over your head. Interlace all but your pointer finger. Exhale, lean to the left. Feeling that stretch in your right side, pressing the hips towards your right even. Inhale, come up through center, lengthen. Exhale, lean to the other side. No contest to see who can lean the furthest. You just want to go right to where you feel it, where you can still feel that length. You're not crunching too much. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your hands through your heart center. And then find mountain pose. You can jump or step your feet a little wider than hip width distance. Bring your hands to your lower back, point your elbows back. Press your hips down and forward as you lift your heart. Little mini back bend. If you want to make it a bigger back bend, keep lifting up and back. Let's take about 3 deep breaths right here. And on your next inhale, lift yourself up. And on your exhale, put a good bend in your knees as you come to a forward fold. Grab behind your calves. Bring your weight forward more towards the balls of your feet. Let the crown of your head hang heavy. Good. And then step yourself out, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Bend your knee, open up your hips for this one. And now draw that knee up. We'll get ready for pigeon pose here. So the knee comes towards your right wrist, the foot comes towards your left wrist. Make sure both your hips are facing forward. If you want a prop underneath that right hip, you can bring a prop there. Find your proud pigeon first. Breathe into that open heart space. And of course, you can stay in proud pigeon however long you like. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and walk it forward, humble pigeon. Maybe elbows come to the mat. Maybe you lower yourself all the way to the mat. We'll just take a few good breaths here. Good. Come up to your elbows again. Bring that left forearm parallel to the top of the mat. Bend your back knee. Reach around towards the foot. Maybe you make a connection with the foot, grabbing the foot, pulling it closer to your body. Good quad stretch. And then release that. And come to tabletop pose. Make some big hip circles here. Just like we did earlier. Moving one way and then the other. And then come back to downward facing dog. And then your left leg lifts up, bend your knee, open your hip. Good. On your exhale, get ready for pigeon on the other side. Make sure both hips are forward. Use a prop underneath that left hip if you'd like, a pillow, a blanket, a block. And find your proud pigeon first, opening up through your heart, holding it here. You should feel that in your hip flexor. You can stay here however long feels good. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and walk it forward. Find humble pigeon. And just continuing to breathe here. Setting aside your to-do list. If those thoughts have crept into your mind, there's no judgment. Of course that's going to happen, but just every time they come, just gently set them aside. And back to your breathing, back to your practice. Make your way back up to your elbows. Bring that right forearm parallel to the mat. Bend the back knee. Reach around towards that foot. Maybe you actually grab onto that foot and pull it towards your body, getting that good stretch. And then release that back to tabletop and make those big hip circles one way and then the other way. Good. And then drop your hips, lift your heart, find cobra, maybe rock your hips from side to side. You can have straight arms with a micro bend in elbows, or you can bend your elbows if that feels better for a smaller cobra. And then shift it back. Child's pose. Walk your hands towards your knees as you roll it up. And sit back on your heels. Hero's pose. Just take a few breaths here. Good. And then come to sit in the center of your mat and go ahead and roll it down, drawing your knees into your chest. You can be still or gently rock side to side, feeling the pressure of the mat on your lower back. Feels good. And then when you're ready, bring your left foot to the mat. Cross your right knee over your left. Pick your hips up, move them to the right a tiny bit as you let your knees fall to the left. Good. That left hand can hook on top of your right thigh as the right arm opens up to a T. Just taking a little body scan in your twist, noticing where you might be holding on to tension, sending your breath to those areas, and releasing and softening with every exhale. Maybe softening more through the hips, the shoulders. And then unwind. Let's do the other side. Left knee over right. Pick up your hips, move them to the left as knees fall to the right. You can take that right hand, hook it onto the top of the left thigh as the left arm opens to a T. Take your body scan here, just becoming aware of where you're holding on to tension, no judgment. Allow your breath to go to those areas, and as you exhale, feel that tension leaving your body, softening, even softening through your face. Can you soften your jawbone, your eyebrows? And then unwind. Good. Draw your knees back into your chest. Lift your head and chest up, curl into a tiny ball. And then rock yourself up to sit. Find your Sukhasana. We'll end the same way we began. Hands to your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. And have a beautiful day.